how much bandwidth do I need? That's the big question. And it is the favorite question to answer with a question. What are you going to do? And this is where it gets tricky. Because when the answer is I don't know, we have to plan for the worst. But we sit with our clients and we'll ask a series of questions. Do you have POS? Do you have fan-facing Wi-Fi or attendee Wi-Fi? When we get into that, is there a call to action? Is there an expected app download or a trigger or something that they're going to be required to do, some specific interaction? And what we do with our clients is we'll just drill down the list of all of the things that we know that drive bandwidth. Now, we can apply formulas to public Wi-Fi, but the production requirements, we tend to lean on our history. The great thing about having been in this business for a while is that we have a long history of speccing bandwidth and bandwidth usage and utilization and knowing what we need based on the size of the event that we're dealing with, the number of staff and the number of drops on a network. The really tricky spot is when you get into the public Wi-Fi side, where you have to decide if we're building a network that will support 3,000 people and we want everyone to have a meg per person, do we really expect 3,000 people to be active all at once? Or do we only think part of them will? Because we say they're all going to be active, then we need to have 3 gigabits of bandwidth. And that's a very, very expensive proposition. The truth is that you can apply some math about the amount of actual usage per, say, 100 people, and a percentage of uptake even within the expected capacity. Not all of those people will be active at once. So our site coordinators will work with a client to establish a baseline of, is it based on people? Is it based on uptake? Is it based on a specific amount of bandwidth? So that we all agree on the amount of bandwidth that we're going to order and the reason that we're doing that. And that also gives us something to measure at the end of the event to say how close were we? Did everyone really get on? Did people get that much bandwidth? Did we use it? What percentage was used? And then we can use that to tailor our decision for subsequent years.